How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane, and I'm here to give you another solo leveling episode review. Today's episode is episode 3. It's like a game. Before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of more reviews just like this one. And if you want to support me even further, go ahead and hit that Patreon button right there in my description and donate whatever you like. So, it's like a game. Yeah, no stuff is like a game, bro. I hate saying no stuff. No shit is like a game. Like we from the moment jump, from the moment get go, I noticed all of the RPG what we're looking for. RPG tropes. Like I don't want to say tropes. What's a better word for it? Types, elements, classes. That's the best one for classes. And so yeah, it's like a game, but I think we're speaking more to what Jin-woo is going through right now. One thing I know I put in my notes, but I didn't write it down as a major thing I want to make sure I get to. I do find it funny that in a lot of dub, especially stuff that I guess is for children, pardon me, they will change Japanese names. Now, granted, this is definitely not for children at all, but I do find it funny that both in the Japanese dub and in the English dub, they keep the same names. If this was, I don't know, 2004 instead of 2024, Jin-woo name would have been Jim Song. Her name would have been Joo-hee. It'd have been like JoJo or something. So that's fine. Just remarking on how the times have changed, right? So our homeboy, he wakes up in the hospital, discovers he has been knocked out for 3 days straight, and also discovers these pop-up screens. The kind of screens that pop up when you're playing an RPG. And initially, he gets help. Well, should I say his sister unknowingly helps him because he sees the screen, which he doesn't mention to the two agents that talk to him. But I'm gonna get to that later. I'm gonna rant about that later. But he's talking to his sister, and he's like, when you're playing a game, like, how do you read messages? She's like, go to your unread message part. Okay, thank you. Do you see this? No, okay. No, well, I'll see you later. No, I'm awake. Go visit mom. Right? And initially, he doesn't take the screen's warnings seriously. We get a lot of information about the system from him, but let me talk to you about this. Let me talk to you for a second about this. He initially doesn't take the warning that he gives because if he doesn't do daily quests, he will get a penalty quest. Or should I say, yeah, daily quest or daily task? I guess you can call these tasks, but they're daily quests. If he doesn't do daily quests, he's gonna get penalty quests. And he definitely takes those penalty quests seriously after the first one, or should I say the warnings after the first ones, right? Um, now I can go ahead and break this down. So the first quest he had was strengthening. I think it's called strengthening the hero or something like that. Let me hold on, wait a minute, because I definitely want to get this part right. I think it's called strengthening the hero, right? All he has to do, I say all, but he's a skinny kid. He has to do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, run 10 kilometers. I don't know that in feet or yards. Didn't bother to look it up, but pretty sure it's like a doable thing because they got him doing 100 of sit-ups, push-ups, and squats, which I mean, they didn't say he had to do them all at one time, just say he had to do it, right? And anytime because he's wondering how does he have the stamina to do all that? Well, he gets three kinds of rewards. First reward he got was instant heal from exhaustion. Feels better instantly. The second one, he usually gets prizes. Now, initially, he was only getting pins and bandages. This time, one time around, I think on the fourth day that he's been up, he gets a box that has a key for an instant dungeon. We'll get to the instant dungeon in a minute. And the third thing he gets is ability points. Now, this dude is so concerned about being, I'm not strong enough. He's been putting it in strength. He did it twice in strength. Now he went from 18 to a 22, then he went to a 31. So if my calculations are correct, he got 4 points before, That's how you get to 22. In order to get to the 31, he got another 9 points, which, what, man, those points are, you don't ever get staggering ability points like that in actual RPGs unless you're doing some hard quests. And he's not doing hard quests, he's just doing dailies, right? Excuse me. Um, when he does use an instant key by the end of this episode, which leads to a totally different dimension. Because once it opens up this instant dungeon, people who are coming up from the train can leave, but he can't. At least not without having a teleportation stone or killing the boss. I think that's the other. I think those are the only two ones actually. Hold on. I think it's the teleportation key and no. I want to say teleportation key and beating the boss, right? Yeah, it's only those two things. For some reason, I thought it was the third. I guess the third is dying, right? Um, make sure I'm following my notes here. So he gets in here. He's remembering about fighting goblins. He was ridiculed pretty badly. Like once he, we're gonna go through about his mom, but once he finds out that he's awakened, it's like a thing, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm working construction, carrying only one bag of cement. Oh no, oh man, what's he scans the thing, and turns out he's weak, and you have these other guys who are like, "Oh, stupid E-ray hunters, you're just gonna slow us down. Just stand in the corner. Oh, if you don't help, you don't get any of the proceeds." And he just says sorry, but he becomes one of those not NPCs, one of those protagonists, which he was in the first episode. So it tracks very well. But now that he's fighting these goblins 3 at a time, and I do like how we see that they're looking down on them, then they jump down, attack, and they're fighting in coordination. People probably get flashbacks from Goblin Slayer, but he kills him. He's 31 strength with his same blade, stab brains one in the head and then cuts one in half. Unfortunately, he now has to face a Fang Steel Lycan, which breaks his sword. And realizing that he doesn't have a healer with him, he's gonna have to work hard to not die. But that's where the episode ends. But I have more information to tell you about, right, guys? More information. So, hold on. I know I want to talk about something after this. Let's talk about his mom, or him and his sister name is Jinah, which is Jinah. That is a very nice name. I like that name. It's a very nice name. Love it. Lovely. Very lovely. One day, and their mom looks super sickly. Like, whew, I think he does visit her. She looks super sickly. So his mom ends up getting something called eternal sleeping disease. Like she just falls out, which is also called final rest, which sounds like a really cool super move. It came with the gates that were opening and affects 1 in every 10,000 people. The theory is that the constant exposure to mana is what's causing this, but they have no way of knowing for sure. So, he's thinking of this while he's doing push-ups, like going to get some jobs. He has to afford the treatment. And when he becomes a hunter, he's like, I can do it. And his sister's like, but that's dangerous. But he's like, I can do it. Which leads, we get further confirmation of his motivation. Which, if this was a different kind of anime, you would kind of get the starting off and I'm the weak guy. Well, starting off, here's the gates, here's my family, here's my weakness, and you kind of build up to it. We start off with, you suck. Boom, boom. Hey, maybe you could be better now. It's an interesting way of storytelling. I won't lie, I've been kind of hard on how some of the story elements have been structured here. That's unique in a way that I'm not, while I do nitpick at it, I'm not too upset about it. I'm just pointing out that it's a bit unique how this is being told. We learn about secondary awakenings, which I need to go all the way forward for. So secondary awakenings, basically, it's a rare occurrence. It's been heard of, right? These agents that come in from the the Hunters Association, the surveillance team, they think that, or at least the head manager, he believes that the only way that Jinwoo could have made it out of this supposed hard double dungeon with insta kill balls is he had a second awakening. Second awakenings usually lead people to become like A rank or even S rank. And Jinwoo, he even narrates it for saying, you can't change it once you become awakened, but there's been people that have had another second awakening. And my thing is, when you introduce an element like this, I don't know if it's good or bad to do it like now or to wait down the road. But see, because again, if this was a different structured, I guess, anime or property, you start off with, oh man, these gates have appeared. Oh, well, man, ever since our dad disappeared, it's been rough on us. Mama, no. You get the mama passing out. You get the brother that needs to work hard. Then he finds out, oh, I'm a hunter. Then you build up to him being E-rank. You build up to this killer double kill thing. And then you go, oh man, well, there is such a thing called the double awakening. And this is how you found out if he's different or not. Usually that's how that's done. I'm still, jury's out for me on how I feel about that. It's interesting that we get so much lore into this. So in other words, are most hunters who are A rank and S rank, are those double awakening people? Is that what you're trying to tell us? We don't have any examples as of yet of a double awakening person. So maybe the super cool girl we saw in the beginning, right? So Joo-hee, she is uber traumatized, and she doesn't do any more quests or dungeon raids. Like, she's just, that stuff that happened has completely messed her up. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you the name of these guys. The is Woo Jing Chu and Tang Takshik are the two that come and visit our homeboy, because they gotta know. The White Tiger Guild went in there. All they found was him all messed up. And remember, when our boy wakes up, he has his arm, he has his leg, and he's just like, okay, so it was a dream, but it wasn't a dream. And they tell him there was no room, there was no statues, there was no insta kill boss there. And the reason why they're investigating it, well, they were able to find body part remains along with him, the people who got killed. Only 6 survivors. I swear only 6 people were supposed to make it out of that room. But the reason why they believe them is because the body parts they found and everyone's stories align. Everyone was saying the same thing. And just if things felt weird, all of them will be implicated for murder, which I like their realism, to be like, oh man, well, these people disappeared. No, it's like, oh no, okay, well, there's blood splatters and stuff. Everyone is adult enough to tell us that, something tragic has happened. And that's another weird thing. They say, well, being a hunter is dangerous. Rarely is it this tragic. Well, you got one girl who's psychologically damaged. I'll get to that in a minute. You get another guy. His name what's Song's name? His song's name is Song Chin-yu. Just gonna call him Song. Song is missing an arm, might retire, right? Dude is saying this is usually not this traumatic, and I'm thinking the chairman first welcoming the new hunters, where he's like, hey, it's always dangerous. Do not rest on your laurels. Do not get complacent, because you can die. And it's like, okay, if they can die, isn't that a normal thing? Is death not a tragic thing then? Or is it, oh man, I'm happy, stab a goblin. Oh no, I got stabbed in the back. Oh man, the werewolf took a chunk out of my throat and I'm gone. Or the golem has blown off half of my face. Is that the normal thing? Are they not used to, like, I don't know. They did go in there with a group of at least 18 and got whittled down more than half. Just like a third. Only a third of them made it out, right? Yeah, like a third of them only made it out. Is that what the tragic part? On top of body part getting cut off, her being traumatized, and she kind of annoyed me here too. And it might be, maybe it's supposed to be a character moment for her, because when someone calls her and say, hey, we're going to a D rank dungeon, we need a healer because everybody else is busy, everybody's full. He's like, you've been through a lot, you don't have to do it. But hey, your homeboy, he's awake. She goes to visit him because he is now doing these quests, so he doesn't get the penalty. Still haven't told you what the penalty was he faced. I'll tell you in a second. He's getting up and doing it. He's running every day. Even the nurses, because the nurses were looking for him when he got that penalty dungeon, penalty games, Yu-Gi-Oh. And she looks and sees him running. And the lady makes, well, I know these hunters, they heal fast, but man, oh man, he's just to go right back at it like that. It looks like he's pushing himself. And she kind of sees him running in the courtyard with her little basket and turns around and walks away. All right, now when someone else scoops him up, that's on you, girl. That's on you. It's just kind of weird that she didn't go back out there and say, hey, we both face this traumatic thing. Is she ashamed because she's like scared now? I mean, you watched 2 people get splattered. We watched 3, 4 people. Four people. One guy got insta obliterated. Pew. One dude got cut across this way. Another dude got cut in half. We saw one guy get chopped up real bad. He looked like he was a fish. And I remember one other person bit the dust pretty hard. And then there was unnamed people that got hit with the beams. You saw all that. That is traumatic. But at least reach out to, well, I thought was your love interest. I'm trying not to be hard on this character because trauma, but yeah. Song Ching Chu. Now the chairman, I'm just gonna call him Gung-ho. No, that's not his real name, but his name's Gung something. But the chairman talks to, the manager man, Mr. Woo. Just gonna call him Woo, Mr. Woo, and says, okay. Woo's like, he did not become he's not a second awakening because they have a stone that tells you the number value. Jin-woo is so weak, he's a 10. Normal E ranks are 70. And the one guy is like, yeah, he's basically a normal citizen. That is I gotta give credit where credit is due. That is a good way of hammering home just how weak he is. Weak, but still constantly pushing forward. I like that. Kind of reminiscent of Midoriya from My Hero, but at least in the very beginning. At least pushing forward, right? Apparently there's another incident that, the manager's like, I don't know if we can link the two, but another incident has happened. And the chairman's like, I want this labeled as a special thing, a special incident, just a special file so we can keep coming back to it, a special case, because some things aren't adding up. And of course, they can't go back to the dungeon because it's disappeared. They didn't see the monster. They didn't see the statues. So much has happened and so many people are dead now. What we gonna do? What are you gonna do? Right? I did mention Team White Tiger. We do get, okay, so another interesting thing. Because the last thing I wrote on here is to talk about my thoughts, which I've been doing. We do get another look into it's another guild. The guild with the guy with is his name Chin Chow? I think his name Chai. Man with glasses and red hair. Mr. B rank man. Where he's telling, or maybe he's S rank, who knows. But he's telling a B rank hunter. As a matter of fact, I can just go and boop, find her name real quick because there has to be a reason why they showed this to us. By the by, the classmate that's a hunter, I think she's a B rank hunter. She was with Homegirl. There has to be a reason why they're showing us her. And she was very full of herself when we first saw her. So Mr. Red Hair wants this lady named Miss Cha to go on the next B rank raid mission as an instructor. She has doubts on her instructability. He just says, fight how you normally fight. It'll imprint upon our new hunters just so they can get a feel for all this. And they are one of the five largest guilds in South Korea, the country, but they're not international. And he's trying to get their foot in the door internationally. He wants them to be the biggest guild worldwide. Well, one of the biggest guild worldwide. Another good thing that this series has done so far is show how the gates are an everyday thing. Because we had a gate showing up in the middle of the road, and then people had to come. They had to come by. They got to put things down so cars can go around. Even someone in the car's like, "Oh man, come on! I'm just in the middle of the road. Really? Where's the hunters at? Because this is inconveniencing, right?" Even when Jin-woo is walking down the street, we see a forecast, or should I say, a reporter lady, and it is literally. Oh no, I need to save that. I almost got rid of something. What is it called? I don't want to call it a weather forecast. It is a gate report. The exact name is a gate report. And it's basically like a weather report. It says, yeah, this level gate is here. This level gate is on this road here. And then this level gate is here. Just, I enjoy that. That is a good way of adding more to your world building, your world lore. Because if we go, oh yeah, these things just pop up. All right, well, how often do they pop up? Somebody will ask, because people like to ask asinine questions. Well, here is a non-asinine answer. They literally pop up, and this is how. It's been 10 years. This is how, after 10 years, how these things are dealt with. It's like, hey, thing is here. It's like a weather report. Now, I didn't talk about that penalty game. Oh, his mom got sick 4 years ago. So that's 4 years with the thing on the island. I'm trying to figure out why some of these years are put up. But yeah, 4 years ago. I do find it funny that we've already had like 3 like flashbacks based on year, like 10 year, 3 year, 4 year. Already had 3 of those, which is kind of funny. His penalty game, and I love that you can see the timer. It's just like an RPG or MMO actually. The timer dings. His room rumbles. This is after that gate was open, so I don't know if that's a coincidence there. But after that gate was open, he was transported to a desert area, and the thing says, "All right, for your penalty quest, you have to survive for 4 hours against this giant desert centipede. Go." Just starts running. Here, there's nothing but these desert centipedes around. He checks the timer. He's been running for 2 hours. He has 10 seconds left when we see him again, and he makes it. And I do like the effect that when he comes back, he's in the room, and that sand comes out with him when he runs. And I do like his nurses. The nurses went to check on him, like, hey, where'd he go? He couldn't have left. He couldn't have gone far. Let's look for him. Good nurses. Coming from someone who used to work in healthcare. Good nurses. Yeah, that's when he decided to take it seriously. So what's harder? Running 10, I need to look that up. Running 10 kilometers, kilobytes, and doing 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, and 100 squats, or running for 4 hours straight against that thing, which time works very differently in these areas, because he was running for 4 hours, but it looks like he was only gone for like what, maybe 15, 20 minutes in the real world. It's fairly interesting to point out. 10 kilometers to miles. 6 miles. Yeah, 6 miles is what marathon runners can do that easily. People who do 5K runs, a lot of them can do that easy. So yeah, I don't know if I can run 6 miles every day. I probably should though. But yeah, he has to run 6 miles every day, do all that other stuff. That's a lot more doable than, I don't know, running for your life every single day. Plus, it says he has to do it by the end of the day. Doesn't mean he has to do it all at one time. You can space all that stuff out if he wants to. But our homeboy looks like he's getting strong. Our next episode, before I forget, I need to make sure I didn't forget anything else here. Yeah, the ridicule, that was sad. Beat the boss, teleportation spell. Next episode is going to be I've Got to Get Stronger. These are some very normal sounding, compared to a lot of things that I review. These are very normal sounding episode titles. But yeah, no, I did say it was going to start off slow, and it has started off slow. But I'm going to give credit where credit's due. I enjoy the world building aspects, which, directly goes against me going, I don't know how I feel about going. There's an awakening, and then there's a second awakening. I mean, I guess I can compare it to there's a Super Saiyan, but then there's a Super Saiyan 2. It's not the same thing, but I can see a connection there. Either way it goes, those I don't know. I consider them slight nitpicks, but I do enjoy that world building. So this episode here, I'm gonna give this. My heart says 4, and I'm gonna keep it at a 4. Above average. That intro. The intro, when they recapped everything, when he was reliving the fact that he was going to get cut in half, that art looked way better than the art that was going out last week, the last episode. If that makes any sense. Like, the art in episode 2 where he's about to get cut was not as good as this one for the supposed flashback. And that's fairly interesting. Fairly interesting. Let me know what you think of episode 3. I really do want to hear from you guys, so just leave a comment right down there in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of more reviews just like this one. Thanks guys for taking some time out to listen to me talk about solo leveling. Please be good, be blessed, wash those hands, be good to yourselves, be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk. All right, remember, there are people out there that care about you. When you're feeling down and out and you're feeling lonely, make sure you reach out to someone and talk to someone. All right. There are people that rather see you and talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. All right. All right. Until next time, I know episode 4 is out already, but you know how we're scheduling this, right? Exactly. So I will definitely see you guys next time. Level up by the time I see you.